ISKCON. Today we will read from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text number 1. So before getting into the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we will denote the prayers for the Vaishnava Acharyas and Krishna Prasad Gari. Please sing after me. Actually, today's speaker is Dakshina Vajigopi. On behalf of her, this is an emergency class, kind of stuff. Passed on the responsibility. Please repeat after me from the heart. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari,
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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivara Dhari, Jaya Girivara Dhari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivara Dhari, Jaya Girivara Dhari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari,
Yashodanandana Braja
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Nandana,
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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Yamuna Tira Vanachari,
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari,
Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivara Dhari, Jaya Girivara Dhari,
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Girivaradhari.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Namo Vishnupada Paramhamsa Prajikacharya Ashtattva Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Founder Acharya ISKCON Guru Srila Vaicharanarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai Namo Vishnupada Paramhamsa Prajikacharya Ashtattva Srimati Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki jai Sangamai ki jai Yamuna ki jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Radha Kunda Sham Kunda Giri Govardhan Dhari ki jai Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai Vrindavan Dham ki jai Mayapur Navadip Dham ki jai Dham ki jai Puri Dham ki jai Prem se kaho jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Chhat Goswami ki jai Harinama Sankirtan ki jai Harinama Sankirtan Mahayagya ki jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Kanelal ki jai Jai Gau Sitanath Devanande All Gurishta Sammal devotees All Gurishta Sammal devotees All Gurishta Sammal devotees All Gurishta Glosh to Guru and Gauranga Hare Krishna All Gurishta Prabhupada All Gurishta Gurudev Nitai Gaur Premanand Hare Narayanam Namaskrityam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Stoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girum Yatrupatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnanam Jnanasalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Oh, That's basically to check how the Shravanam is going to take place. That is the purpose speaker wanted. Otherwise, the speaker will also sleep. You know? There's a tendency. Because, anyway, the subject matter again is going to come Navavida Bhakti, then topmost is the Shravanam. For the Shravanam, all these things should be opened up properly. Because you have to ask question, I have to discuss this subject. So whole activities will take place. The churning of the bhakti will going to take place. That's the subject matter. Okay. My book, page number, I cannot tell, this is a different edition.
303.
303 from the yellow binder. This is from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text number 1.
So hardbound it is 303 and paper bound is 285.
Paper bound Bhagavad Gita is 283. 285. Hare Krishna. This is we are entered. We're going to enter the cream of the Bhagavad Gita. The middle 6th chapter. We start from 7th. The middle 6th chapter, the 7th one, is the first in the cream. The flow of cream, which is started by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. So, this is the knowledge of the Absolute. If anybody doesn't know the knowledge of the Absolute, for him, it will be very tiresome to understand what is Krishna consciousness is all about. So, this is the one. All the 6 chapters from chapter 2 to 6 is all connected with the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, different method and methodologies, technicalities, which is explained in depth so that they all can advance in this different process. And every text in the flag and Srila Prabhupada explains about how important is the Bhakti Yoga in comparative study with the other yoga system, other yoga ladders. So now some portion of the people who are planning to practice the Bhakti Yoga, so they should know, or even other yoga system also, they should know about the opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the knowledge of the Absolute. The knowledge, we should know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is his background, what is the difference between him and us. There are many things that will go to flow in this chapter 7. Okay? The shloka goes like this. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Maya Sakta Manapata.
Maya Sakta Manapata.
Yogam Vinjanmadashrayah.
Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah.
Asamshayam Samagrama.
Samshayam Samagrama.
Yatajñāchyase takshrunu.
Yadhāsrāchyasi tashrunu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Maya Sakta Manapartha.
Maya Sakta Manapata.
Yogam Vinjanmadashrayah.
Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah.
Asamshayam Samagrama.
Samshayam Samagrama.
Yatajñāchyase takshrunu.
Yadhāsrāchyasi tashrunu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Maya Sakta Manapartha.
Maya Sakta Manapata.
Yogam Vinjanmadashrayah.
Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah.
Asamshayam Samagrama.
Samshayam Samagrama.
Yatajñāchyase takshrunu.
Yadhāsrāchyasi tashrunu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Maya Sakta Manapata.
Maya Sakta Manapartha.
Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah.
Yogam Vinjanmadashrayah.
Samshayam Samagrama.
Asamshayam Samagrama.
Yata Jnanasi Takshunu.
Yatajñāchyase takshrunu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Maya
Maya Sakta Manaha Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashraya Asamshayam Samagrama Yajñāsyasi Takshinu
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Maya Sakta Manaha Partha.
Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashraya Asamshayam Samagrama Yajñāsyasi Takshinu
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Maya Sakta Mana Partha
Maya Sakta Mana Partha
Yogam Yunjam Madakshraya
Yogam Yunjanmadashraya
Asanshayam Samagrama
Samshayam Samagrama
Yatha Jakshasi Takshinu
Yajñāsyasi Takshinu. Translation. So we'll get into straight to the translation. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with a mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt." Please repeat after me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
"Now hear,
Now hear,
O son of Pritha,
O son of Pratha,
how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me,
how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me,
with mind attached to me,
with mind attached to me,
you can know me in full,
you can know me in full,
free from doubt."
free from doubt.
Okay? Proposed by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I request from the Prabhu side, can anybody read the first paragraph loudly so that everybody can hear?
Prabhu, see.
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Purport. In this 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is fully described. Krishna is full in all opulence, and how he manifests such opulence is described herein. Also, 4 kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna, and 4 kinds of unfortunate people who never take to Krishna are described in this chapter.
Next anybody. Prabhuji, go ahead.
In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as a non-material spirit soul capable of elevating themselves to self-realization by different types of yogas. At the end of 6th chapter, it has been clearly stated that the steady concentration of the mind upon Krishna, or in other words, Krishna consciousness is the highest form of all yoga. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, by not otherwise. Impersonal Brahma Jyoti or localized Paramatma realization is not perfect knowledge of the absolute truth, because it is partial. Full and scientific knowledge is Krishna, and everything is revealed to the person in Krishna consciousness. In complete Krishna consciousness, one knows that Krishna is ultimate knowledge by beyond any doubts. Different types of yoga are only stepping stones on the path of Krishna consciousness. One who takes directly to Krishna consciousness automatically knows about Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma in full. By practice of Krishna consciousness yoga, one can know everything in full, namely the absolute truth, the living entities, the material nature and their manifestations with
Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia.
Yeah,
Okay. Next, Mataji.
One should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last verse of the 6th chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which Shravanam is the first and most important. The Lord therefore says to Arjuna, Tat Shrunu, or, quote, hear from me, unquote. No one can be a greater authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing from him, one receives the greatest opportunity to become a perfectly Krishna conscious person. One has therefore to learn from Krishna directly or from a pure devotee of Krishna and not from a non-devotee upstart puffed up with academic education. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this process of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is described in the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto as follows. Shinvatam Sukata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Ridyantasto
Mataji, 1 second.
Hiyabatrani.
Slowly read sentence by sentence. I want everybody to repeat that. It will be so nice. It will be very important. The shloka is coming from the
Shinvatam Swakata Krishna
Srinvatam Swakatah Krishna
Punya Shravana Kirtanaha
Punya Shravana Kirtana
Ridyantasto Hiyabatrani
Hridyantasto hi abhadrani
Vidhunoti Suhritsata
Vidnoti Suhrusata
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavatyuttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki
Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki
Tada Rajastamo Bhavaha
Tata Rajastamo Bhava
Kamalobhadayaschaye
Kamalobhadayaschahi
Chetayeterana Vidham
Chetayeter anavidham
Sitam Sattve Prasidati
Sitam Sattve Prasidati
Evam Prasanna Manaso
Evam Prasanna Manaso
Bhagavat Bhakti Yogataha
Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha
Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam
Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam
Mukta Sangasya Jayate
Mukta Sangasya Jayate
Vidyate Hridaya Grante
Vidyate Hridaya Grante
Chidyante Sarva Samshaya
Chidyante Sarva Samshaya
Chiyante Chasya Karmani
Chiyante Chasya Karmani
Drishta Evatmanishware
Drishta Evatmaneshware. Mataji, anybody loudly can
To
read?
hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita, it is itself religious activity.
Righteous.
Righteous
Righteous
activity, sorry. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the signs of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamshayam samagram, understanding of the supreme absolute true personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1. First canto, 2nd chapter, 17 to 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the signs of Krishna.
So we all know the importance of hearing. That is why we wanted to wake up in the beginning itself. So, in the previous chapter, if you go through the last verse, it concluded very nicely to the Prabhupada and the Supreme Lord. He clearly says that he very clear it is. Yoginam api sarvesham mad gatin tatra atmanah shattavan bhajate yomam sami yuktatmo mataha. So, last week Mataji explained very nicely about this particular subject matter, and this is in continuation with that. The Supreme Lord, he explained the conclusion, 47th text of the 6th chapter. He explains very nicely. And of all the yogis, he says, of all the yogis, the one with a great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So he confirms how important yoga, which connects to him directly, direct method it is. So he already said it, his opinion. Now in continuation, that in 7th chapter and the first sloka, we all read that so nicely about the important thing. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Pratha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me with the mind attached." Here you have to underline the mind again and again the mind it comes. So this mind subject matter is very, very important, and many speakers over here from last almost many speakers from have come here and they explained about how important is the mind. If mind doesn't, if you don't make a friendship with the mind, you are stuck. So you have to see that mind helps you in all your higher conscious activities. Because mind is a chanchala that we already discussed about it. I don't go in further in detail about it. And this wavering mind, Arjuna says, is extremely difficult to control. I can even control the wind, not the mind. So for that, again, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he gives the answer very nicely. For that, asamshayam mahabhavo manodurnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena chakayati. He clearly says that. So he agrees in the first couple of sentences. Yes, Arjuna, what you said is right. No doubt about it, is very difficult to control. Is a chanchala, is wavering. It is true. But he says, if you practice properly, automatically the detachment will take place. This is a special mercy of the Supreme Lord. He gives a solution. So, in the material world also, many people around the world, they don't get mind control. They don't know the technique how to control the mind. Sometimes they're in, sometimes they're out. That's what it happens. And especially connected with the Krishna conscious, what will happen? Oh, that's that dry, oh my God, it's so difficult to understand. It goes above my mind. They simply say it goes above my mind. But only thing, the practice. The practice is required. And with an open mind, we have to come and sit here with the association of the devotees, and they give comparative study as per what Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, a 45 minutes song, Gita song. The Gita song is delivered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his best friend Saka, and a relative, and a non-envious person, Arjuna. So he got this a great opportunity to hear in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So when he explained entire 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita in 45 minutes, Arjuna understood as it is, no deviations. So why it is so important? Dvaipayana Vyasadeva in the entire Mahabharatam, he inserted Bhagavad Gita so nicely in the middle of the war, because he wanted to people whoever reads or hears about Mahabharata, they should know adharma will be vanquished in no time. And the righteous people like Pandavas were fully supported by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he wanted the readers and whoever the hearers of Mahabharata, they should know that Krishna is not an ordinary person, he is the original personality of the Godhead. He is the only Supreme Personality of Godhead, nobody else. So, Bhagavan. Can anybody tell me what is Bhagavan? What is the meaning of this Bhagavan? Like?
Bhagavan means one who possesses six opulences in full and at the same time.
Yes. Anybody got any other explanation? Apart from the Mataji's? What Mataji is right. Bhagavan means one who got all opulence in full, 100%. Not 99%, it is 100%. Okay? That's one of the most important aspects. Now, the second aspect is that in the entire creation, either in the material or in the spiritual, nobody is not above Bhagavan. The Bhagavan is being called for only one person, that is Krishna. All other incarnations were expanded by Bhagavan, by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if you talk about Mahavishnu, even if you talk about Lord Narayana, even if you talk about Balaram, or any other incarnations, is all Swamsha Vistarana, or the expansion of the Supreme Personality of God. And in the Svargaloka, the higher planetary system, there are so many other demigods who are assisting to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are also like a Jivatma like us. If at all, if we practice properly, or if you are there in the mode of goodness only, mode of goodness, we all know that there are three gunas. Anybody can mention three gunas which we have? Always we are under the control of three gunas. Anybody knows what is these three gunas? We are always under the control of those three gunas. We have discussed it empty number of times. Hope anybody remembers. Yes, Mataji?
Not to tell me.
Oh, no, I thought it was something
No,
else.
I want Prabhu's.
He'll come.
I'll take a chance.
Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead.
Tamoguna, Satoguna, Rajoguna.
Fantastic. This is what it is. Tamoguna, Rajoguna, Sattviguna. Or mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness. These are the three gunas. As on today, the entire creation is controlled by these three gunas. Three gunas are very, very powerful. It is not that easy to overcome. But, there is again but. But if you surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you can cross just like this. It doesn't affect at all. Because of the Trigunas, this wavering mind is so irritating and it pulls us down. It literally pulls us down. We are not able to understand the real relation between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and us. And if you ask somebody why we are suffering, what is this distress is all about, it is spread all over the creation, material creation. How to overcome that? Nobody doesn't have any answer for that. If anybody got a little contact of Krishna conscious person, they will clearly say, Prabhu, is all because of the three modes. We are surrendered to three modes. We wanted to enjoy. Our desire is always there to enjoy. Our desire is there to have a better, comfortable life. Because of these aspects, sometimes if you tell them about Krishna, oh, forget about Krishna, Prabhu, I got my own problem connected to the mortgage and other this thing, why you are calling me all this, I got that problem, I got this problem, they will tell varieties of problem. Now the Shastra says, this entire material world is designed like that. Try to understand, the whole material world is designed like that. Whether you are a multi-billionaire or a trillionaire, you have to face all these problems. There is no exception. Absolutely, there is no exception. Whatever the level of qualification, you might have done half a dozen PhDs or whatever it is. Still, we cannot overcome Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Correct? Every day we see many people will take birth, and every day we see many people they leave their body also. Are we in a position to stop this? If somebody desires to enjoy ourselves, is it possible to stop this? It is not possible. So here the Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as Mataji was clearly told, he got all his 6 opulence is in full. Now I would like to ask question, what is this 6 opulence? How many opulences Krishna is holding it? Everybody says even one, it is fine, no problem.
Prabhuji, unless you ask me, I will not open my mouth.
Yes, yes. I want it like that. Because I wanted people who, I don't want any of our associate members to bereft of the knowledge or sleep. What is the first one?
Wealth. Wealth.
Okay, Mata said wealth. Yes.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Beauty.
Beauty. See, ऐसा आ रहा है
Compassion.
Huh?
Compassion.
His compassion is there.
No. Before that, all wealth, all rich, everything like all have we have to mention.
All requirement, the first lot. He said wealth.
Education.
Go ahead, Mataji. Loudly.
Fame.
Huh?
Fame. All fame.
She said wealth. Mataji is telling all fame.
But
What is?
Prabhuji, I am exception.
All-
You are asking, hearing from Sukirani Mataji, and you are asking me to shut my mouth, Prabhuji.
I will tell, I'll ask some of the other questions.
She's there in the front.
No, I'll ask some of the other questions.
Beauty.
All enjoyment, Anand,
Beauty,
Beauty.
yes.
all Anand enjoy, Anand, Sachitanand, because his name one is Sachitanand.
Yeah, that is there in Satchidananda.
Yeah.
Now, these are all opulences,
So which one are already taken? Money is there, taken, right?
Yeah, the wealth is taken.
Okay.
Beauty is taken out, and fame, famous, he is a very famous
Knowledge.
person. Huh?
Knowledge is taken.
Knowledge taken, yeah.
Knowledge is taken out. Prabhu said, no? Prabhu said knowledge, yes.
Okay, Bajaj.
One more also was told.
Always saying the young person.
Higher उससे PhD का question शुरू करना
Always saying the young person.
नहीं, नहीं, ये
All
general
renunciation.
क्या
Prabhu,
चीज़?
I can't keep my mouth shut.
Omnipresent.
Very difficult.
Huh? Then she said, Mataji said, all renunciation.
That's it. Last one.
See,
One more is that strength.
Strength.
huh?
All wealth,
Strength is
all
also
fame.
the 6th one.
Tell loudly, Mataji.
Strength.
Strength, all strength, yes. That's a right point, yes. Strength, all strength. She's the greatest of the greatest. That's a strength,
Shastra ka?
Appaji?
Shastra. I don't know.
Huh.
Shastra. No.
I think
He's
we have
beyond all
to
this.
stop.
See, when we say all strength,
Yeah, that is.
at the age of 5 years, he's able to lift a Govardhana hill. Just imagine how strong he is,
7 years.
isn't it? And he has kept that on a finger for 7 days and nights. And if I give a cotton ball, Prabhu, we cannot stand in a few minutes or an hour, we'll keep it down. Kitna time, how long I can go and hold it. Even cotton ball, I'm talking about cotton. And that Govardhana hill is something like around those time in 5,000 years before, probably it is around 50-kilometer radius. Prabhuji, is it 50 kilometers, something like that? 8 miles.
We cannot stand ourselves for 10 minutes.
64. 8 like this, 8 like this, right? 64.
I'm telling you, we cannot stand ourselves for 1 hour, one place.
Exactly. You're right. So he was holding like that. That is his real strength. So likewise, he's so famous, all over the entire creation. And he's so beautiful. The beauty means even Cupids were ashamed of their beauty. That is why Brahma Samhita he says, There's one nice sloka in Brahma Samhita. Anybody except Himati? Anybody? Brahma Samhita, Brahma, when he sees, take the darshan of the Supreme Lord, then later on he constructed a poem that is called Brahma Samhita.
Is it the Govinda Hari?
Exactly. Perfect. That's the one. And he says that how beautiful is the Supreme Personality of God. Okay, that goes like this. Venum panantamaravinda dalayataksham barahavatam samasitambuda sundarangam kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhujami. Holding beautiful flute. So beautiful. Neelamega Shama. He is so attractive. Krishna is so attractive. He attracts the minds of the cupids. If you see once Krishna face to face, you are lost. He's like that. All your the past karmas, reactions as a karmas will vanquish it in seconds. That's the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And wealth? Oh my God. Lakshmi Sahasrashata Sambrama Sevyamano Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhujami. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipped by thousands and thousands of fortune Lakshmis. It is not one. Thousands and thousands of Lakshmis, they are worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Now, where is a shortage of money or opulence, whatever it is? It's all in full. So that's the power. And he's the only person who can give a liberation, just like that. So the beauty, and all these 6 opulences is all there in full. So we'll go forward quickly. So, oh my God. So this is a thing about the Krishna. That is why he is called as a Bhagavan. This Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he says in this sloka, now hear, O son of Pratha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from the doubt. So once if an individual, see, Arjuna knows very well, he is asking question on behalf of us. So this question and answer is continued from the previous chapter and is coming into 7th chapter now. If we understand properly in the association of the devotees with asking relevant questions pertaining to that, the secret of the Bhagavad Gita will be opens up. Many things as it is when we read, we are not able to understand that. We have to discuss it, we have to churn it. In between the lines, there are so many important points which is there that are going to help us to advance in pure Krishna consciousness. This pure Krishna consciousness means almost like a detachment of this all material hurdles, distress, unhappiness, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, matsarya, all these things will go away just like that. So our mind should get connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the Bhakti Yoga. Always connect. So when we start reading continuously about Srimad Bhagavatam, it's like a Bhagavad Gita is giving all the clear information, technicalities about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are as a part and parcel of Krishna, our duty is to simply serve the Supreme Lord. But unfortunately, after coming to this material world, we are totally forgotten because of the Maya or illusion. Because we wanted to enjoy ourselves. That is the purpose what we have come here. So because of that, what happened, we are totally forgotten about this and we are working hard. Our Acharya says, people in this material working like a hawks and dogs. And it's a fact. If any pressure, tension comes in, so much workload, so many things, we want to survive, right? End of the day, we have to survive. How much we are working hard, we have so much of faith on working hard, for our survival. You know, and we are always, every minute, every second, we are undergoing the distress and unhappiness. That is there. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are not. Matas pashestu kaunteya sitoshna sukha agama paina nitya stam titikshva bharata. See, these distress and happiness, it comes and goes. Why we have to get attached with all this? Why you want to touch this? These desires also comes and goes. Like how the waves are on the river, on the ocean. Like these desires will come. Our Paripurna Prabhu says, you know, the example is a very nice example. How many are the ISKCON members? Oh, many. Mataji, you are not?
Me?
Huh? How
I'm
come?
a newcomer here, no?
Ayyo, Prabhu,
My daughter is
you have to motivate. So, ISKCON Mataji is very important because whenever the Prabhu sits here, he talks about ISKCON. See, the ISKCON, everybody knows. Once if you enter in, you will have something in your mind. Oh, I have to buy milk. Okay? Correct, Mataji?
Yeah, others can't, those who don't have a membership can't go there.
Yeah. You like how we have a Lulu there? It is something, you know, that's standard. So here in ISKCON, you enter in, Maya starts. Maya is in action, real action. So every step you go, some kind of merchandising which attracts you. Immediately back of your mind, do we require this? It helps me. It will be nice. Okay, further up you'll go looking at the price. You'll postpone for a while. Then by the time you reach to the section of that milk, if you see your buggy, there are so many items is already. So many items. Actually, you're not planned to buy them. You know, this illusion, the power of the illusion is so strong. No, it's including me. Whatever I talk is not only, it's including me. My wife yells at me, you don't go to ISKCON, she said. He said, you don't go to ISKCON. If you go ISKCON, I will see so many items is laying here, you're not even used there. It's simply waste of money. And she said, right, yes, that's correct. So this is what it happens. So like this Maya, like this desires, comes like a waves. I want that, I want this, thinking that if I have that, I'll be more comfortable, all kind of stuff. Actually, we are not. Because those are the desires will deviate from our original consciousness. The consciousness is getting polluted. Our original consciousness today is polluted because of these desires. Earlier, we were not like this. From the immemorial, when we came here, it was not polluted that much. Yes, we had some desire, that is why Krishna, okay, go and enjoy yourself and come back immediately. Where is coming back? It's like a spider, we are stuck in that, in the web. Yes, we are stuck in that web. Like that, we are stuck in this material world. There are so many, luckily, Krishna is so merciful, he sent his representatives. Arey, don't get into all this, come out from this. And he gives varieties of opportunities for us to come back, remember him, he can go back. There is a system which is there. When we are there with the Krishna, we are enjoying so nicely, wonderfully. Then after that, when we have forgotten Krishna, we want to enjoy ourselves without Krishna, we have become little, what is the right word, rebellious. We are a bit rebellious, so that we came to this material world. As and we start enjoying whatever the material Maya is providing, all these facilities, ahankara is also going up. Everything is going up. I, me, it has become a predominating factor within us. Because of that, we were forgotten Krishna totally. Totally we are forgotten. The mode of passion or tamoguna, it's completely covered us. Your mind is happening, So mind is such, we were supposed to, make friendship. We have started making friendship with the item. So mind started discussing with the sense enjoyment and this. That's the profile of the mind. Accepts and rejects, accepts and rejects. So there's a profile. So that is how we are stuck. Now because of that, what will happen? Whatever we desire in the material world, it has got a reaction. Because of this reaction, we forgotten Krishna. Whatever the problems comes in, we think we will use our intelligence to sort it out. 99% of the time, we are failure in that. Am I right or wrong, Mataji? So many problems comes in our daily routine life. We think that with our intelligence, our educational background, we are going to sort out this. How far we are successful in this? Partly, sometimes we are not. Sometimes we'll be deep down into the problem. We don't know what to do. Big question mark in front of us. Is it not? So likewise, this mind is such. If you make favorable of this, because mind is very strong. Tranquility, mind is so strong. In Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that Udiri Atman Atmanam Atmanam Avasadayat Atmivahi Atmana Bandhu Atmivari Puratmana. So mind is very, very strong and not going to easily listen to what you say like. But you have to engage. The senses are strong. Senses is supposed to be under the control of mind. But unfortunately here what happened because of our polluted desires, senses are controlling the mind. And mind started controlling our intelligence. Actually it should be other way around. Intelligence should control the mind, mind should control the senses. Now it is the other way around because of our polluted desire. In this way, we are stuck in this material world. Now here, Bhagavan himself clears information. Clear information he gives to everybody. That, he says, what he says, in this material world, many so-called practitioners, higher consciousness practitioners, they are stuck somewhere in a Brahmajyoti, they are stuck somewhere in Paramatma realization. This is what it happens. But end of the day is a stepping stone to Krishna conscious. But the original consciousness is a bhakti yoga where you connect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the subject matter, knowledge of the Absolute. If you understand the knowledge of the Absolute, Krishna, we've spoken about all full appearances, 6 appealance. Krishna is so attractive. When we start practicing Krishna conscious properly, then what will happen? We'll get connected to Krishna. When we get connected to Krishna, that is called a Bhakti Yoga. And through that Bhakti Yoga, we can understand even a Brahmajyoti realization or a Paramatma realization. Paramatma, anybody knows who is Paramatma? Where he sits? Anybody? Paramatma? Where is Paramatma sits?
Within our Atma.
Perfect. Within our Atma?
Soul.
Within our soul?
Yes, Paramatma is there.
Is it correct?
Yes.
Huh? I disagree that, Mother. Within our Atma, how is it possible?
Because we are the part of
Supreme Personality of
Personality of
Godhead.
Godhead.
Correct.
So Paramatma is there, so we can connect with him.
No, I'm asking where he sits. He is within our soul.
Everybody's soul.
Everybody souls within.
Oh, this we have to make a little more clearer. See, it is like this. Who are we?
Part of.
Loudly, Mataji, I can't hear.
Atma.
Part and parcel of Sri Krishna.
Yes, we are part and parcel of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the super soul. We are Jivatmas. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
We are Jivatmas. Now tell me, we as a Jivatma, where the Paramatma is there? Is not a two different thing? Is any difference between the Paramatma and Jivatma? Tell me, is there any difference between Paramatma and Jivatma? We have discussed it many times. If we lose the basics, what will happen? As we go, it's very difficult to understand. Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul, who sits next to Jivatma. He is watching. He is like a judge. He is a neutral. He is watching each and every activity of ours. Whether we are there on the polluted platform and what we require and what kind of a desirous are we, everything he knows. The day the Jivatma, with the association of the devotees, he want to know more and more about Krishna, then the Paramatma who is sitting next to us, he'll start looking at his attention falls on you. Because Paramatma is the Swamsha Vistarana of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is there next to us. He is guiding us. When he will go to guide? When you look at, oh, I want to know what is the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada has written so nicely. Vaipana Vyasadeva mentioned fantastic points. So nice, so wonderful it is. Is it not? So, Paramatma is not only the human body, in the entire creation is there. Even if you get into the micro zooms, he is present there. Jivatma is there, next to that Paramatma will be there. Nobody cannot escape. Whatever adulterated mind or a polluted mind we do sometimes, everything has been recorded. We have a settled things, three settled things. This is a material body, this is comes and goes. Certain time frame, we will leave this body and we will go away. There are subtle three things are there. Anybody? These are the basics I'm asking. Subtle three things which goes along with us when we transmigrate to the other body.
Karma.
Yeah, karma is like in a tape recorder. We got that cassette, no? That cassette is there in the mind. It's recorded. Whatever we had done from the day one or whatever we done in the past, everything is recorded in that. Okay? And what else? That is called mind. First one is mind. Second is what? Mata says intelligence. This intelligence, yes. Mind, intelligence. Third one? False ego. These three settled things which we cannot see. It is there. It is getting recorded, all the activities in this lifetime as well as in the previous. These things will go along with the Jivatma for the next body. The desire of a human being decides what kind of a body we have to take next. We have to take, there is no choice for us. Got it? Now example, we'll take some politician. We have come across varieties of politicians in all these worlds, right? Some XYZ country, some politician, he bagged some money, he cheated millions and billions of dollars, all kind of stuff, you know. You name anything which is their negative aspects, these people are there in it, okay? What will happen to them? Prabhupada says, yes, these are the people, Krishna says, I'll put them in a darkest region of hell. Krishna says that. They'll put them in the darkest region of hell because they have guided a common people into the deepest problem, isn't it? So they'll put them in the darkest region of hell. And what kind of a body will they take? Again, law of karma is a very complex one, very difficult to understand that. Sometimes he'll be monkey, sometimes he'll be crocodile, sometimes we can't say. Some of the, see, we are so Buddha, so our intelligence level is such. There are millions of creatures. We cannot name each and everything. There are 8,400,000, right? So he may put some kind of a snake. In snake also there are thousands of varieties. He'll put some kind of a snake, we don't know. Again, he want to come, that Jivatma has to come to the human form. He has to take 8,400,000 species to come to that particular form. So, we have traveled all this in this form, in all these different 8,400,000 species, and this time we have taken a human form. Like this, millions of times we have taken a human form. So whatever little, every time when we have taken little by little Krishna consciousness or sitting on the mode of goodness or past activities, we have accumulated so many years. So after accumulating these punya karmas in this lifetime, we are talking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead subject matter. You understood how difficult is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a one shloka. I'll ask Mataji now. Which shloka is that, Mataji? He says that, even then that person doesn't know in truth. Is it Esham Tagata Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam Te Dvanda Mohan Nirmukta Vajatam, correct? Vajatam Mam Dradavrataha.
Telling that even then,
Huh?
no, even then no one knows me fully.
Yes. Look at how difficult it is. He says, these, millions and millions of previous births, they have accumulated all the punya karmas in the mode of goodness. And in not only previous, in the current life also, they have started practicing on the platform of mode of goodness or a sattvic manobhav. So that is why we are able to sit today with a bunch of devotees and we are talking about Krishna Katha. We are not come here just like that, Mataji. Try to understand, we are not here sitting talking Krishna Katha just like that. No, it is not possible. It's all of the previous punya karmas accumulated one. It is channelized us to come here. Just imagine.
Everything accumulated and we have got it.
Yes, outside is so cold. Sometimes snowing, sometimes so cold. That in a basement we are come here, we are sitting here, we are talking about Krishna Katha. Is it that easy? So much of thing we are sacrificed, right? Because the taste was established in our heart. Little taste, little. That is why we are here. So that is a subject matter connected with absolute truth. So once if we understand this, we can go back to Godhead very easily. If we don't understand, again we'll be rotting around with the 14 lokas, up and down and up, just go on. That is why these slokas, Mataji was read. Where's Mataji? Oh, she's there. See, these are the very, very important, He says in one of the translations, says, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge as he hears more and more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? And from the devotees, we are discussing. Shravanam is very active, that is where we are able to listen. So it will establish in our heart as an irrevocable fact. Even after 6 months, if I ask somebody who has seriously heard this properly, they will be able to repeat immediately. Yes, Prabhu, you said that. That's what he will say. And immediately we refer to the Bhagavad Gita and he will explain that. That is what Krishna wanted. And Krishna, who is sitting as a Paramatma, will start giving intelligence. Such a desirous person. So that is why in the last paragraph it says, therefore only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the signs of Krishna. Otherwise it is very difficult. It's already 6:20, I'm 5 minutes half short. I will stop here. There are so many things, it comes one after the other. I will conclude here. There is a pure Krishna conscious practicing is the highest. Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. And in the Bhakti Yoga only you can understand the real knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Absolute One. And the easiest, most sublime method is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age of Kali is very clearly given chanting of Hare Krishna Mantra, glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For chanting, we don't require millions. We don't require PhDs or any specialized thing like. Chanting, we require only one thing, that is desire. That's all. And we can, through the chanting, we can reach highest of the highest platform, where you can see, we can sit along with the Krishna and talk to Krishna. So powerful is chanting. Chanting is not connected with this material world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he brought this from Golaka Vrindavan. So try to understand how serious is chanting. In return, only thing is desire. Now, I'll open for the question and opinion. Any comments? Please, go ahead. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So in this shloka, it's talking about doubt. It's saying that you will know me free from the doubt, right? So, see, what is this doubt we are talking about, Prabhu? Because we all believe in Krishna and we all are devotees of Krishna, or at least, right? And that's what we want to do. But how do we define the doubt? But we are still a little doubtful whether Krishna is there or not, how Krishna is in full control of the things. If Krishna says that, okay, I will take care of you, I will, provide everything to you, still, we feel that, okay, what is that called? You do your 50% and Krishna will do your 50%. So is that what we call as a doubt, that okay, we have to do our part and the God will take care of his part? What is this doubt we're talking about here?
Come one step, he'll come 10 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, in the 99% of in this material world, nobody believes Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As I said, as per the Shastras, from time immemorial, when we came to this material world, we are illusion. We have forgotten our original contact of Krishna is my father. He is a seed-giving father of all the living entities. You have to understand that. Today we are focusing more on, he is my son, he is my grandson, she is my wife, he is my sister, she is dad, he is my uncle, all kind of stuff. All these things are arranged by the Maya or the illusion chief, Mahamaya. And they are all come from the different yonis and attached in this material world for a temporarily, probably whatever the lifespan which is allocated. Once they get transmigrated or when they leave this body, they will go to the different things. As per whatever enjoyment, desirous or a polluted enjoyment, whatever they are doing it in this material, accordingly they will take a different life. So as Prabhu was asking the question, how come, what's the difference, Krishna, what is the real doubt? He will come to know fully about me, as what here it presents. That is why this in Bhagavatam, these 5 shlokas which is mentioned here, Srimad Bhagavatam, it clearly says that, one after the other. And I'll read it for the benefit of everybody. To hear about Krishna from the Vedic literature or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself a righteous activity. This is a definition for what is a righteous activity. This is a definition. Okay, number 1. Now, what is the result of that? After in this righteous, and he said, for one who hears about Krishna, the Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotees who constantly engages in hearing of him. Hearing comes. And he is dwelling in his heart as what? We discussed about the Paramatma. Right? The Paramatma is there. And in this way, a devotee naturally develops a dormant transcendental knowledge. Now what do you mean by this? Dormant transcendental knowledge. The original knowledge, now it is a cover. Completely is covered. It is dormant now. Now he'll revive that dormant original knowledge. You will revive, you will re-establish your relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That works. Now further what he says, as he hears more and more about Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam is full of narration between the relation between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees. And realized devotees, how they are able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we read Srimad Bhagavatam, there are almost like thousands of the Leelas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is there. And if anybody sees, there is a book called Krishna. Anybody sees there is a book called Krishna? That is connected with the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. There are 90 Leelas are there. If you get into these 90 Leelas, you will come to know the original personality of Godhead, his appearance and his background. So these things will you literally rise and it releases from the clutches of the three modes of material nature. Literally it releases you. More and more you read, more and more you attach to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is attachment. Currently we are attached to the material appearance and material activities as per our polluted desire. Actually we are supposed to get attached with the Supreme God. He is the original Father of ours. Got it, Prabhu? This is an important point here. Now further what he says here, see, Bhagavatam, and from the developing he becomes fixed in the devotional service. Then what is our original constitutional position? We have discussed it many times.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Service, right?
Service. See? Our original constitutional position is to serve the Supreme Personality of God. After coming here, we forgotten our service because illusion is covered. So when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, when you associate with the devotees, when you read Srimad Bhagavatam, when you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra nicely, all these pure activities will make you to attach to the Supreme Personality of God, our original Father. Then we can re-establish our relation and we can go back to Him and start serving Him unconditionally. Is what it says. Correct, Prabhuji? Huh? So, now what will happen? Further we will go a little more and freed from the modes of passion and ignorance. Our biggest trouble we are discussing about the modes. In that mode of passion and the ignorance is what we can say. Very nicely they are there in the devotional service. Still mode of passion, like a shadow it will be there. Next to you only it will be there. When you will going to pull you down, we don't know. It is like that. But when you are taking Krishna's name all the time if you are getting connected in your mind, the mind is important, as I said. Within your mind, always if you get connects to your activities, your mind, everything in Krishna, the modes cannot do anything. That's the real solution. Modes cannot do anything at all. You can easily cross over. So that's one point. And when these, and also said, about passion, and thus material lust. See, lust. This lust is one of the important dangerous in this material world. There's a shloka, no? Lust. Anybody know? Devi Esha Gunamayi? No? Kama Esha Krodesha? Anybody? Nothing? Kama Esha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhava Ashano Mahapapa Vidyenam Iha Vairinam. He said, Iha Vairinam. The biggest vairi in this material world is Kama, lust. Oh Arjuna, this lust is the biggest enemy in this world. Krishna says. So that's the thing. That's why here you see, look at this. And he said modes, okay, and thus the material lust and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of a pure goodness, mode of goodness. Mode of goodness, there are two types. The pure, Shuddha Sattva. So it's a pure goodness. Become enlivened by devotional service. Devotional service. Not come here and just say, service. You have to go forward, you have to do whatever, even simple service. That will help to advance in Krishna consciousness. Even you take the chair and keep it down here and there, wherever it goes back, yes, that will make a lot of difference. It's all connected with the service. So there's no difference. Oh, Mahabhagavata, he is giving lecture. Oh, knowledge-based Krishna consciousness is the highest. Don't do it blindly. You have to ask question. Why we have to do? What for we have to do? Krishna consciousness is science. It is not sentimental. Okay? So this is important. So what Srila Prabhupada says further, devotional service and understand the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of the material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamshayam Samagram. He'll come to the stage. See, that's a very, very important point. Understanding of the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. This is so nice. We'll re-establish our relation there. This is how it works. So it all happens by only. There are 9 processes of which Prahlad Maharaj says. Time is short. If I go, our children's, so this is what it is. Anybody got any quick question? 1 minute, quickly. Yes, Prabhu?
No question.
No question? You are chanting 16 rounds.
Huh? 16 rounds? No.
See, whoever doesn't have question, they're supposed to be chant 16 rounds.
I have a comment though.
Just
So maybe I can.
that is additional 2 rounds.
See, I do sales, right? So make comment, right?
Additional 2 rounds.
Additional 2 rounds only. So no, I was listening to Prabhupada's lecture and talking about this 2 points I want to touch. So one lecture is from Prabhupada and he talks about our nature of being a servant, right?
Yes.
So where I think the doubt that lies in, the doubt is because we are serving our senses.
Yes.
So the senses are creating that doubt that there is no Krishna. That is the problem. But when we hear about Krishna, we are here, we associate with devotees, we talk about Krishna, we read about Krishna, we chant, we hear all that. That is when we start serving Krishna versus serving the senses. Slowly it will diminish, right? I think that is where I think you are heading with this.
Yes, the same thing.
Same thing, that's where you're heading with, right?
Bhagavatam says 1.2.
And then another one I just want to share. It's not like a comment
Yes,
on
yes,
this.
yes, good.
It's like
That helps others.
so it was Bhakti Chiru Swami's.
Bhakti Shastra.
I was listening about one of his lectures 2020 in Vrindavan. Radha Govinda Hari, right? And he's talking about the creation of Radha Kunda, the appearance day of Radha Kunda and all. And I think somebody asked him, so how do we keep engaged? And he asked the person, he's saying, you've been here 40 years, right? Why are you still here? And I think that answers the question about people coming here every Sunday, listening to you, Prabhuji. I always want to hear you. That's my own personal opinion, right? So people come because that is the attraction of Krishna, about hearing Krishna's name.
Yes.
About you reading the Bhagavad Gita
Leelas
so
are really
nicely.
attractive. Yes.
The vibration of those words, because it's a book otherwise.
Yes.
You can park it somewhere, right? But the vibration of the words you made us understand. Thank you. That's basically what I wanted to share, right?
That attracts, yes.
From and then that's Bhakti Chiru Swami talking about same thing in 2020, and he's saying that's why we want to talk about the Leelas.
Yes.
So because it gives us pleasure.
Nityam
For
Bhagavad
everybody who comes here every Sunday, that's what it is, right? It's the pleasure, right?
We encourage everybody, please do come regularly, every Sunday, associate with the devotees, try to understand our original existence, and that will help you to go back to Godhead.
Now my malas got reduced.
Mala cannot reduce.
No. I will increase.
Yes, always you have to increase, automatically you have to increase, because the taste is such, it will make you to increase.
That's correct. Taste is such.
So, we will end here.